Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region.
If I were a Jew, I would be a Zionist. As a matter of fact, you don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
I have had the view for the past 24 years that the only way in which there will be peace in the Middle East is when the Arab nations know there is no division between the United States and Israel.
What my record has been, it has been unstinted in the defense and support of Israel.
The United States has never and will never lose our resolve. Israel will never waver. I'm never going to leave Israel.
For the past 6 months, the images of a genocide out of Gaza have gripped the world. Razed neighborhood after razed neighborhood, mass grave after mass grave, mass slaughter after mass slaughter. Fathers carrying their children's body parts in plastic bags, mothers screaming, looking for whatever remains of their families, children left without limbs, without faces.
What did these children do wrong? What crime did they commit to deserve tons of bombs on their heads?
While the genocide of the Palestinians is carried out by the state and military of Israel, the United States, under the leadership of President Joe Biden, has played the role of its sponsor.
The defense of Israel is still critical, so there's no red line.
We are not going to create any conditions on the support that we are giving Israel to defend itself.
We will always be there by your side.
The United States strongly supports Israel and its right to defend itself from Hamas. And that support is unwavering.
I wanted to ensure, is that still the case, that the administration has no red lines?
That is still the case.
Since October 7th, the United States government has provided billions in military aid to Israel and unwavering political and legal support, both domestically and internationally, in addition to direct military support. But as the Biden administration and the Democratic Party find themselves in a political crisis in the middle of an election year, there's been a specific media narrative shift on who's actually running the show.
Nobody expects Prime Minister Netanyahu to do the things that must be done to break the cycle of violence.
It's curious to me to see Netanyahu talk the way he does when he tried to interfere in American elections.
On March 18th, the Washington Post published this article detailing how President Joe Biden had found himself deeply entangled in a war he does not want and that threatened to become a defining element of his tenure. The article, drawing from 20 interviews from administration officials and external advisors, reported that the Biden administration was well aware 3 weeks into Israel's bombardment of Gaza that civilian structures were being targeted and that there was no actual plan presented by the Israelis to defeat Hamas. All this while the administration was publicly giving Israel a carte blanche to do whatever it wanted in Gaza, all while it approved more than 100 military arms sales. While the administration has spent those 6 months saying that they have some concerns about Israel's conduct, there is nothing this president and the administration have done to show that they have any other interest than the continuation of the genocide in Gaza. And they can't just throw that blame on Netanyahu. After all, was it Netanyahu who made Biden say that he saw with his own eyes beheaded Israeli babies? Was it Netanyahu who made Biden say that he has no notion that the Palestinians are telling the truth about their number of dead? Was it Netanyahu who made Biden flood arms into Israel, who made Biden and Blinken bypass Congress twice on emergency weapons sales to Israel, push for an $18 billion military aid package?